Welcome to another episode of Wide World of Sodas. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and with me is
Scott Barnes.
Scott. It is truly a pleasure to have you hanging out with me again today. It's a little delayed. I think it was probably about a month ago we went to lunch and brainstormed over what we were going to talk about. And I think when we got done, I said, okay, about a week, we'll do it. And time flies. It's allowed me a little bit of time to think about what I truly love and hate about YouTube. That's our topic today. YouTube love-hate list. We'll talk about channels and all other sorts of things that we like and don't like about YouTube. But before we do any of that, we have to try out our soda. Flathead Lake Gourmet Soda. This is huckleberry flavor. This wasn't the soda that we were supposed to be drinking on this episode, is it?
No, but that's okay.
So we had Hank's Ginger Ale. Did you give me 2 bottles?
No, I gave you one.
I gave one to my wife when she was nauseous.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I had 2, and that's why we're having this soda instead today.
Yeah, there you go. Did it help her? That's the big thing.
It did. Ginger ale is always quite helpful with the nausea.
That it is.
And she says it was very yummy. However, she said it was also like a very strong ginger ale. Did you try it?
I have not yet. It's still sitting in my fridge.
Okay. Very good, apparently. But let's see how the Huckleberry Flathead Lake Gourmet Soda, it says Montana's legendary soda on the label.
Montana's known, anytime you travel up there, like in the airport and stuff, you can get huckleberry things.
Oh, there you go. We were just up in Butte, Montana a couple months ago, Steve and I, to go see a concert. Lovely place.
Yeah, there's a strong flavor at first, but then it just completely disappears into nothing.
Does this have cane sugar in it? Nope, it's high fructose corn syrup. It's very sweet.
It's very sweet, but I like the smell, and the taste is okay at first, but then it literally just is gone, so there's nothing to linger and enjoy.
I like the taste.
Yeah, it's good. I'd drink it again.
Oh, yeah, I'd definitely drink this again. Corn syrup and all.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid, sodium benzoate, that's a preservative, artificial flavors, and various dyes.
Make it purple.
Yep.
No, that's good. The fizziness is just right.
Is a huckleberry a real thing? Is there such a thing as a huckleberry?
I don't know. We'd have to look it up. Should we ask Google?
Let's ask Google. Will you do that for me while I take another sip?
Absolutely. If I can get the internet to load.
Probably is. We've heard of Huckleberry Hound and Huckleberry Finn.
All right. Is huckleberry a real thing? Yes. It's a small dark berry that grows on wild shrubs, often found in the Pacific Northwest and mountainous regions.
Okay.
They're related to blueberries, can be red, blue, or black. And the darker the berry, the sweeter.
Okay. Scott, should we start with hate or love?
Why don't we go back and forth? We'll switch between them.
Let's do love first. Let's start. I'll let you talk about one of the things you love, and then I'll talk about one of the things I love about YouTube.
All right. I'm a fan of music, as are you.
Yeah.
I love YouTube for the fact that there are artists everywhere doing their own thing. And sometimes you stumble across them, sometimes other people share them. And 2 that have just been mainstays for me since I was introduced to them are like Scott Bradley. And we talked about him in one of the original Worldwide Sodas several years ago. But recently, I've stumbled across a guy named Alex Melton. And he does something similar to Scott Bradley, where he reimagines the song in a different genre. And the cool thing is that he plays all the instruments, he sings, he's a very talented man. But the one that got me hooked was Jump, as if it were written by a millennial. And it was, I'm a huge Van Halen fan, both Sammy and David, Diamond Dave. But this was really good. And it was such a unique reimagining that it was awesome. And so for that reason alone, I love YouTube and the fact that there's all these things out there that you can
Absolutely. I've seen that video. Did you send it to me or did
I
someone
did.
else send it to
I
me? Okay.
did.
Yeah, I've seen that one and he is great.
I can't see me standing here. I got my back against the record machine. I ain't the worst that you seen. Can you see what I mean? Yeah. Might as well show.
And that's the thing about YouTube is when it's really clicking on all cylinders, and the thing that's most right about YouTube is this opportunity for people to really show their creative side. And that's a perfect example of it.
He did one recently, the Taylor Swift song, as if it was Blink 182. I do know Blink 182. And as I was listening, I looked at my son, we were listening to it together, and I was like, that's just a Blink 182 song.
He did his job then, right?
He did. And like I said, I could, like with Jump, you could contrast and compare. With that one, I had nothing to compare it to, but it was still really good.
You don't know a single Taylor Swift song?
I honestly don't think I could. If you played one for me, I couldn't tell you if it's Taylor Swift or not.
The only time I was a big Swiftie, and that was before there were Swifties, was I really enjoyed her debut album, which was a country album she recorded when she was in her late teens. Maybe not late teens, maybe like 15 or 16. Pretty good little debut album.
Nice.
And of course, she's changed a lot over the years.
Yes. And her business acumen is unrivaled.
Unrivaled. All right. Since you spoke about a channel or an artist, I will do the same thing with my first love. And that is, there is a feller, I've actually interviewed him, but he's a perfect example again of what is right about YouTube. And this guy's name is Paul. He goes by Uncle Paul on his channel, and his channel is called Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse, and he is a huge Beatles fan. But his videos, while they definitely, a lot of them have to do with the Beatles, he also covers all sorts of things pop culture, which, you know, I love. One episode was about soupy cells, and yeah, just all sorts of really lunchboxes. He talks about lunchboxes all the time, and board games and vinyl LPs that are based on cartoons. And he just covers the gamut of all sorts of things that are pop culture from the 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s a little bit, which is right there where when I was most impressionable as a young kid. And I think we're roughly the same age, which is probably why he resonates with me as well. But I love his channel. He just kicked off season 2 of his videos, and you just see, and I think this is true with folks where the channels are really successful, he just really loves it, right? He loves what he's doing. And I would love to see him be really successful here on YouTube. He's getting close to 500 subscribers. He's been at it for about 2 years now, and it's been a slow go for him, slow burn as he just picks up subscriber after subscriber with each video that he posts, but he hasn't had that overnight success. So folks that have seen the interview that I did with him or are curious about him, you should definitely check out Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse in Wayne's World. There's the local access channel they do. What's that called? Whatever they call that. It's local access, right? Cable. And back in the day, that was one of the things that you'd see with a lot of the cable networks throughout the country. The local provider would have these cable access stations where anyone who wanted to do something could come on and have a show. And that is what YouTube does for us now. Anybody that really is passionate about it, really wants to have a show, here's a medium for it. And guys like Uncle Paul and Dave Sundstrom really value having that medium to reach out, connect with people, and create a community. So I'd encourage folks to check out his channel. A couple of loves. Why don't I let you go with a hate?
So I hate YouTube search results. So
Okay. Tell me more.
I tend to I look for inspiration and ideas on woodworking projects on YouTube. And so I will type in things like woodworking projects or Halloween woodworking projects or woodworking projects to sell. And I get the same 10 people all the time.
Yeah.
And I've seen their stuff. There's got to be more. The sheer number of people on YouTube creating content is not these 10 people in this category. it just ends, right? And it's no, there is someone else out there that's doing some of this that has less than 500 subscribers, but has a good idea. And I want to see their ideas. I can't come up with my own ideas. I need somebody else's ideas to copy from. I hate it. It's like, why aren't you helping these smaller subscribers or smaller channels? Why are you only focusing on the people who have 1 million subscribers? It bugs the crap out of me.
And it would be, that's part of the algorithm, right? Where videos that end up on the homepage or in search results, it's like, how do they end up in there? And what's this proprietary algorithm? What is it promoting versus demoting, and why? And it's changed a lot over the years, for sure. And I know that the end goal for YouTube, Google, is to have people stay on the platform as long as possible. So they're serving up what they think you would be most interested in. But I agree with you. I think that you end up seeing a lot of the same results. And that lends itself right into one of my hates, which is the homepage. There was a time when my homepage would be filled with the channels that I subscribed to. Now, the algorithm doesn't really care about what I subscribe to. Now, there's still a tab to the left in the left column there where I can click on subscriptions and see the videos that I've subscribed to. But that homepage, right? I click on YouTube, it presents me with a bunch of videos. I would like some of those videos to be videos that are channels that I've subscribed to. And quite frankly, that doesn't seem to be a huge priority for YouTube. Instead, they're trying to figure out what I am interested in right now. And so they're looking at like my history for the last maybe 10 to 20 videos, and they're feeding me more of those. And that's not really what I want on my homepage.
No, I agree. That is also on my hate list. Just because I watched it yesterday doesn't mean I want to watch it today. I have subscribed to people because I want their content. And why do I have to go hunting and searching for it and they can't guess what I want because I don't know what I want. And so I appreciate them trying, but they're not correct.
Every once in a while, something will end up on there that is okay. But more often than not, it's something else that I hate. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but we should probably get to loves again. We don't want it to be hate.
Before we get too far off the hate.
Okay.
And this kind of pairs with it a little bit with the love hate. If you do a Google search for something, often you will get a video that comes back. That video is often what I'm looking for that I couldn't find when I searched in YouTube. And it's the same parent company, but their search algorithms are very different.
So the Google algorithm feeds up something different than the YouTube algorithm. Very
Even if I'm logged into Google. So
crazy. All right.
Well, I love being able to watch the short versions of sports. I don't often have time. I used to, and I really love to take my entire Saturday and Sunday and watch football or baseball or hockey or basketball. Not so much basketball, but I don't have the time anymore. And so the nice thing is that I get to work on Monday and I pull up YouTube and I watch 16 games.
On your break, of course. On your break, of course.
They're 20 minutes long.
Yeah. Perfect break time.
You get most of the good highlights, and the ones that you missed that somebody said, "Oh, did you see?" and it wasn't in the game highlights, it's there somewhere, so you can go watch it. But like the BYU Utah game, I don't like to watch the game, but I was laughing out loud at the score, and then because that's been the score.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, the last several times.
They're always close.
But I did go watch the highlights, and yeah, it wasn't as close as the score said it was.
Nope. It wasn't. Utah got a garbage touchdown there towards the end, which made it a little bit closer. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It's one of the really neat things. My youngest son loves F1 racing. And those races can be long. But if you do a search for F1 racing, there's all these abbreviated 10, 15-minute races that actually make it pretty darn exciting. Way more exciting, I think, than watching the full. I know there are people who disagree with me on that, but for me, getting the whole thing, the whole race in a 15, 20-minute chunk, that's digestible for me, whereas the other is just way too much of a commitment. I appreciate that as well, although I am willing to sit through a 3-hour football game if it's teams that I love.
Yeah, me too. If given the opportunity, I would.
Nothing else is going on, then why not? Why not? Okay, you talk about abbreviated or condensed versions of sports shows. I'll mention that there's a lot of really hard to find TV shows on YouTube that aren't on any of the streaming services. Some of them haven't ever been released on DVD, and you can find them. Folks have found video cassette recordings of these shows, and they've digitized them and they've uploaded them to YouTube, and in most cases they've been allowed to keep them up, which is nice. They're not trying to make any money off these because obviously the copyright holders still get to make the money off it. YouTube has figured out a way to pay the copyright holders, which is great. And so you're not doing anything illegal as long as there's that agreement between YouTube and the copyright holder. TV shows, like there was a sitcom in the late 60s, early 70s called Julia that I love, about a black single mother raising a little boy, cute as a button. Great show, and was very successful at the time, but has never ever been released as a DVD set, and it isn't on any of the streaming services, and it was on a couple during the 80s. I think it was on some cable networks playing in reruns, and that's when folks were able to record them on VHS tapes, and there are people that have been uploading those episodes. I love that show. Another perfect example is I recently did a video about the television show that was on Nickelodeon in the 90s called The Adventures of Pete and Pete, about two brothers both named Pete. And the first 2 seasons have been released on DVD, but that 3rd season has never been released. You can't find it on a streaming service, but yes, you can find these incredibly wonderful, magical episodes of this kids show, which was like a really nutty Wonder Years, but just bizarre kind of show. Little Pete, who's is probably 8 years old, has a tattoo, and he has an imaginary friend who's a superhero called Artie, who's the strongest man in the world. And there's just all these really nutty things. It was such a hip show. Lots of musicians and actors like Steve Buscemi and Adam West, people that you wouldn't expect to see on a children's show on Nickelodeon. They wanted to make an appearance on that show. And the 3rd season's great, and you can't watch it anywhere but YouTube. Same holds true for Get a Life, which was a Chris Elliott show in the early 90s that was about this. Basically, it was like, what if Dennis the Menace had grown up and still lived at home with his parents, and they were sick of him, and he was a paper boy still in his 20s.
So the YouTube shorts, right? I'm a fan of death scrolling. I'll go way too long. But to get anything new, right? It just keeps feeding you the same 10 people. And it's I'm more diverse than that. And so you have to quick scroll past them to try and get something new. And you might have to do that 10 or 12 times before it figures out, oh, he's not liking these. Let's feed something else. And so just open it up. You don't have to feed me the same crap all the time.
In theory, I think it gives you more on what you linger on, but I'm with you. I think the YouTube algorithm isn't as good as like the TikTok one, which tends to be able to pick up on what you want to see. I've noticed that when I'm like on a weekend, when I have been watching a lot of sports, if I pause and linger on sports type clips, that it'll give me more. This is TikTok, not YouTube. It'll give me a lot of sports stuff. If I pause on news stuff, then it gives me a lot of news, so I can dictate what I want. I haven't had the same success on YouTube, and maybe that's because also I shy away from shorts completely on YouTube. I have been reticent of doing a lot of shorts. I get people asking why I don't do more shorts, and I'll tell you why. I think it's a commentary on society that shorts are a popular thing in terms of our lack of attention span.
Yeah.
I think it's a shame that we're more excited about a 30-second video than a 6-minute, a 10-minute video on a particular topic. It is fun to doom scroll sometimes, particularly if you're like waiting for something. You have 5 minutes to burn, then doom scroll through a bunch of videos. Why not? But I just feel like it's one of the signs of the times that this exists, and that we just don't have the attention span for longer videos or longer anything for that matter. All right, that was a good one. And so shorts, I will add to that in that a lot of shorts these days are AI slop. There are a lot of longer form videos that are AI slop, but shorts, it seems every third short I get, whether I'm trying to, I don't linger on any of them, AI generated, I'm out of there. I feel like AI can be a powerful tool in the hands of a creator if it's a complement to what they're doing. But if AI is being used to generate an entire video, I'm out.
Yeah.
There's no creativity there. No one should say, hey, I created this AI video. They should say, hey, I generated this AI video with a couple of prompts. But I really am getting to the point where the disgust, and I'm not saying it's disgusting material, it's just I don't enjoy watching it. And I worry that because it's so easy to create, email when it first came out, I thought that was so cool. And wow, we can communicate. And we don't, it doesn't cost anything. And then all of a sudden, my email box started filling up with junk, spam. And I feel like that's what's going to happen with YouTube and any other video sites and who knows what else due to AI. Because it's so easy to create, we're going to see that YouTube is 90% AI slop in the next year or two. And if that's the case, quite frankly, YouTube should be concerned about that, because I think people will go elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree. And if I hear the AI narrator, I'm gone immediately.
Yeah.
We recently had a mandatory training at work, and it was narrated, which often they are. It was AI narrated, and it just completely ruined. I hate taking the mandatory trainings anyway. It was like, I just can't.
Yeah. Okay, AI bad. Let's see. You got another love for us?
I do. YouTube Premium.
Yeah. Hey, that's my last love too. So we can just love on the YouTube Premium together.
Yeah.
What do you love about it, Scott?
Number one, not being interrupted by ads in the middle, right? But the nice thing is that if I'm watching long form content, which I often do, I mean, I love the long form content. I will spend the 30 minutes or 25 minutes or whatever watching your long form content. But if there's an in video ad where someone sponsored your video, good for you. Hooray. I'm not going to watch it. And if you push the forward button, it jumps you right past it. And it's all thank you, YouTube Premium.
Yeah. 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 There's a lot of nice features for YouTube Premium. The fact that you can just listen to it. You can close out your screen.
I can close my
completely.
browser and keep listening.
Yeah, that's really handy to have. YouTube is, quite frankly, my podcast player of choice if that podcast is available on YouTube.
Yep, me too.
The speed options on that, you can take it up to 1.5 and it's still really listenable. And that's really good. The other thing I really like about YouTube Premium, there's a couple of things. One is, I don't know if folks realize there's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
YouTube actually, these aren't uploaded by people. YouTube has negotiated, or however they've come across, they have a lot of movies from the 80s, 90s, even into the early 2000s. They're older movies usually that are available to watch. And to be able to watch those without advertisements, again, is huge, huge. And then the other thing I love about YouTube Premium is it comes with YouTube Music.
Yeah.
So I've got all the music I could ever want to listen to. It's not free because I consider it part of the YouTube Premium package, but quite frankly, it's not something that I think a lot of people realize is there along with it. Yep.
That's my YouTube Music.
Yep. My sons tell me it's not as good as Spotify, but you know what? Good enough for me.
Doesn't have ads. My
That's
Spotify
right.
has ads.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. We both did YouTube Premium. Is there another hate? Oh, I have one more hate. Do you have one more hate?
Nope. I'm out of hate.
You're out of hate? You're all hated out? Okay. My final hate. And this is, people are going to go, oh, poor Dave, but copycat channels. I've got channels that are taking my transcripts. Some cases, they're throwing an AI narrator on it, and the AI narrators even, like I have a little bit of music going at the end with a little theme song, an outro theme song. They'll have the AI narrator not singing, but saying the theme song, because they haven't even bothered to clip that part out. They just take the entire transcript for an AI narrator on it, through a whole bunch of images, whether they're good or bad, and post it back up, sometimes using my same thumbnail. I've also recently experienced something. I write for Remind Magazine, the online arm of Remind Magazine. So I've got 100 plus articles on Remind that they were all originally videos on my channel, right? And so now folks have discovered, one person in particular, I'm not going to name him. He's a fairly popular creator here in my niche on YouTube. And he's going in and he's taking my articles and he'll switch out a paragraph, like do it earlier, and he'll reorder some things. He'll add his own commentary at the beginning or the end, but he's reading my articles as his video. And it's irritating to have people take your work. And then in one case, there's a video on the moment Fonzie quit being cool, right? And my video, it's got about 10,000 views. I released it about a year ago, and I put the Remind Magazine article version of it up about 3 weeks ago. And he's gone and taken that article, read it, and his video, which is titled the same thing, The Moment When Fonzie Quit Being Cool, he's got 32,000 views. Go figure. That drives me crazy. The injustices of the whole deal. But that's it's a hate. I hate that's happening. I put a nice little comment telling him he could do better on there. I'm not going to throw a copyright claim or try to be nasty and throw a copyright strike or anything like that on him. Because in theory, you could say it is fair use. He talks a little bit at the front, that's his own talk, and then a little bit at the end. But he is copying. He's not really coming up with much on his own part. But anyway, it's bad, but it's good that there's this freedom out there. And that's, in the end, the best thing about YouTube. And it encompasses all the things that we love, is that people can just do so much. There's so much room to move. Awesome. Montana's legendary Flathead Lake Gourmet Huckleberry Soda is a winner. We'll have to do Hake's ginger ale next time. Hang on to yours, and I'll go over to Cracker Barrel and get one, and we'll do that next time.
All right, sounds good.
And thanks again, Scott. I truly appreciate you joining me today. Thanks to everyone else as well for hanging out with us. If you're still listening to us or watching us here after who knows how long, we're going to edit this, so probably won't be quite as long as this conversation. But if you're still around, thank you so much. Truly appreciate you.
Hi, I just moved in next door. Could I borrow a Diet Pepsi?
Sure. Come in. Yes. How about something else?
Listen, if you don't have a Diet Pepsi...
No. I got it. Chasing down a tree. Turning up my engine. I'm on the edge. Tonight.
You okay in there?
Here's your Diet Pepsi.
That must be my roommate, Danny.
Danny?
Hi, I'm Danielle. You got another Diet Pepsi?
Sure.
Diet Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
The new issue of RetroFAN is out. You can preview it at tomorrows.com.
You are special.
You didn't have to do it, but you did. So thank you very much for your support, for your support, for your support. Thank you very much for your support.
Click on that thumbnail, cause it's time to go. Dave's got the classics, let the memories flow. TV shows and movies that we all hold so dear. On his YouTube channel, he's keeping memories near. Dave Sundstrom, bringing back the good stuff, oh yeah.